sex is not assigned at birth. Sex is established at conception, and it's recognized at birth, if not earlier.
Now, this is one of the reasons for this clip.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wise Spiritual Awareness. My name is Nate. I think a lot of us didn't imagine the global society taking such a turn in the wrong direction. Well, as they say, or as it has been said, there's nothing new under the sun.
Since ancient times, humanity thought themselves many things. Like the old emperors of Egypt, Persia, Greece, and Rome, they thought themselves gods. If you ask me, I think they were a bit crazy. But if they would hear the thoughts of modern society, like a male gender, XY chromosome, which can just think themselves or feel themselves a female, which is a double X chromosome, those old emperors of the old times would think you're a bit crazy, and they would lock you away. So we're going to pick up where we left off in our beginning series, and that is day 6, where our human history began. The Adam-Eve lineage. I know it sounds crazy, but like I told you, we're living in a crazy time. And the question is, what is a human really? What is really a human? What is a man? What is a woman? And why are we here? There are many nowadays that tell very fictional stories. We see it in politics. Just look at American politics nowadays, and they will try to change the story. There's a lot of things in history that mankind had manipulated, and some wish to erase facts in history and reprogram humanity in a very crazy course. So let's go back in history to see if we can understand who and what we are, and if science agrees. Of course, archaeologists have found many, I'd say, very mysterious findings as far as giants and large bones and swords and everything else. And what I'm here to bring today, I'm no scientist, I'm no philosopher or a professor or whatever. I'm just going by things which is easy to find in books or in the internet. And I do not dispute the fact that there were other beings on this planet, and there may still be beings on this planet which we do not know about. They say inner Earth or whatever. I'm not informed on that. We all see it. I'm just speaking on the subject as far as what we see and what we can physically understand. Some things also I'll be speaking on which we not fully understand and which we cannot fully see with the naked eye. So let's get into day 6. According to ancient texts, approximately 6,000 years ago. In order to, look back in history, you have to go back to different sources. I'm going to head on into ancient sources, which is the Bible. I know a lot of you are probably now smacking your heads, so like, okay, here we go. The Bible. Yes, the Bible. Let me just first say the writings from over 2,000 years ago, the Bible, ancient writings, they do have a lot of proven truths through archaeology and science and art. Now, there are humans that manipulate this information, just like you can manipulate a video like what I'm producing now and take maybe a sentence from what I say and just change it around, and people will get a different understanding of what I'm saying. So let's just go through the basic facts of the ancient writings of, there's no other source out there other than the Bible. Now, there are a lot of people also, they say, yeah, the Bible was written by man. Okay, we'll let that stand. I say this Bible, or more like a user's manual, I'll explain that later. I see it as extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial user's manual. And code, like you have a computer, anyone who knows about computer programming, there's a code to make things happen. So there's a code in this extraterrestrials. It means not terrestrial, not from this earth. It's outside of this earth, and we're not talking about ET. Crazy how so many people believe the stories from your news stations, if it's, CNNs or Fox's, NBC's, whatever, or like in Europe, you have the ARDs and ZDFs or whatever, European channels. And these all actually can be fact-checked. You can even go back in history of some of the videos which have been, or films that have been produced, and fact-check them, but people believe these stories anyway. So anyway, back to an old source, which is hard for some people to grasp. This user's manual, or the Bible, did you know it is still and has been the bestseller for years? Not even Harry Potter and all the other books which you can read that's on them are great books, but the Bible is the bestseller. Now, we have other writings, from Homer and all the old philosophers from Greek philosophy, or great books as well, but they don't have that power like we call the Bible. Now, day 6. What happened on day 6? What does it say it happened? I wasn't there. None of us were there in the physical, I guess. But it says, let's make man in our image. Man, which in the interpretation is actually humanity. So, as soon as you read that, a few logical questions should come to mind. The first one, who is us? Let us. Okay, let us make man. And what image? So, we can break this at least into 2 basic groups. The speaker, the creator, God, and the other side. When it says let us, it says the speaker and the others, or the other partners. Let us be man and in our image. So, what is the divine intelligent design and creation of man and woman made of? What are we made of? This is what we know as fact. Our bodies are made up of different elements. 60% of our body is fluid, water, which is of the elements hydrogen and oxygen. The human body and animals also consist of carbon and a bit of nitrogen and other elements as well. We even have a little bit of gold inside of us. Our bodies are composed of 7 billion atoms. Of course, skin, bones, and organs, etc. So before moving on, we the living know what happens to the body when we, as we say, die or move on to the next station. What happens to our body? Or what happens to the body? It decomposes and turns to dust back to earth. Our body is a mini universe. Speaking of universe, we are also stardust. Here are quick information.
13.8 billion years ago, the universe begins with the Big Bang. Within a second, it cools enough for particles to form. And within a few 100,000 years, these particles combine, forming the first simple atoms: hydrogen and helium. These ancient atoms are the foundations of everything. At this early stage of the universe's evolution, the ingredients do not yet exist to make even the most basic molecules of life. And as space expands, these atoms are in danger of dissipating into the void. But already they feel the force of gravity. Under its influence, everything that matters will come together. Over a few 100,000 years, gravity creates spiraling regions so dense, their temperatures begin to rapidly increase. The swirling gases form huge disks, far larger than our solar system. Temperatures in their centers surpass 100 million degrees. And suddenly, the first stars are born. From this moment on, primordial stars appear in the billions and cast the first light on the universe. But they will also transform it. Through a quirk of nature, stars will generate all the raw materials of life. Inside the helium cores of massive stars, totally new elements are now forged. For the first time, huge quantities of oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen are fused into existence.
Lo and behold, that's exactly the stuff that our own human bodies are made out of. We are literally made of star stuff.
The most massive stars continue to create heavier and heavier elements. But fusion engines don't last forever, and all stars come to an end. The biggest with a bang.
Because you don't have any more energy, there's nothing to support the star. It's going to collapse and then detonate.
We also have something in our head, in our brain. It's called the pineal gland. It is said that this is, besides other functions, the antenna to the subconscious. Subconscious, okay. Everyone should know what the subconscious is. When we sleep at night, we go into a subconscious state, however long or however short. And during this time, I'm not going to go too heavy on it, but during this time, a part of our source, our unseen source, it's like putting your mobile phone or electrical into the wall to get recharged. So a part of us gets recharged. Okay?
Pineal gland is a small pine cone-shaped gland located in the center of the brain, nestled between the two cerebral hemispheres. It measures approximately 5 to 8 millimeters and weighs about 150 milligrams. Despite its small size, its influence is immense. Situated near the thalamus, a region of the brain responsible for transmitting sensory and motor signals to the cerebral cortex, the pineal gland is strategically positioned. Its central location is not just an anatomical coincidence. Many spiritual traditions believe this position reflects its importance as a point of intersection between the physical and the spiritual. As part of the endocrine system, the pineal gland acts as a producer of hormones that are released into the bloodstream, affecting various organs and systems. Its primary role is in the regulation of essential biological cycles, including the circadian rhythm, which is our internal biological clock.
So, we are coming close to see who the partners in this let us are. So, when you say let us, We are part of this earth, which is also funny. We do have 7 layers of skin, just like the 7 layers of the earth. And we have rivers in our body, if you want to see it like that. Our hair is like the woods and trees. That's just another philosophy. But we are also part of elements from the universe, the physical universe. And this recharging is the process. You can look it up as far as the pineal gland, which looks like a pine cone. That's why it's called the pineal gland, as you've seen in the video. They're still studying it. Okay. This wonderful little piece of antenna, which we were all created with. There are people in the advertising, marketing, big business. They know that you can manipulate this pineal gland. That's why it's important that when you sleep at night, you should sleep without any type of mobile phone or any type of. I've been, I've made the mistake of doing that. I still sometimes do it. Shouldn't do it. Your pineal gland has to get rest. It has to be able to recharge. It has to be fresh in the morning without any disturbances. So I'm going to cut here for the first part. We've had the second part waiting for you. Just have a look at the clip here. Enjoy part 2.